What's going on, everybody? Welcome to NESN Bets Kickoff, Week 6 edition, Monday Night Football edition. He's Sammy P. I'm Claudia Bellafato. Cowboys-Chargers. We've been trying to talk ourselves into a side all day, and we haven't really gotten there, Sammy P.
This should be a good game, though, for the casual observer. A lot of fantasy points on the board. Las Vegas telling us a lot of points on the scoreboard. And I really do think, at the end of the day, we've talked about this game for about 8 days now, because the line came out the previous Sunday, not yesterday. We should get a game where you flip it on, and it's actually exciting on Monday night.
Let's hope so. Dallas opened double my toes too. You just can't see them. Dallas opened the 2.5 point favorite down to 1.5 across the board. 46.5, 47 it opened up to 51, and then you talked about on the show resistance, some buyback down to 50.5. Any feel on the total?
At this point, I think maybe lean under, but I came into the game thinking, all right, I'm going to bet over a number in the high 40s. Yeah. And as you said, it was 47, 48, got to 49, and then by midweek, Wednesday, Thursday, it's 50 and 51 this morning. Yeah. So what I can tell you is I know people that have over 47 and under 51, and they're rooting for 26-24 to land right in the middle there, and I don't think that's going to happen exactly, but this game has been, sort of butterflied open from the low end of 47 to the high end of 51. I probably still wouldn't bet the under, now that I say that. I don't love side or total. And I made the joke today on the Ultimate Betting Show. Every Charger game I feel like I've been involved with the last 15 years has been either Rivers or Herbert, up 3 or down 3 with 8 minutes to go. And I feel like that's what we're going to get here. So I know we're going to talk extensively about props. Yeah. I don't have an edge, side or total.
Which means you don't have to bet it. And I think when it comes to sides, like you just said, it's going to come down to basically mistakes. Whoever throws the ball, turns the ball over, they're probably going to lose the game. When it comes to the total, I think we both like the over, but the point here is if you're new to betting, we try to teach not chasing the number, right? So if it opened 46.5, bet up to 51. Sammy P said it. We've been talking about it for over a week now. For long-term profitability, it's usually not great to chase that number because you could have got 47, 46.5. You don't want to go over the 51. You talked props, so let's do better bet. Dak Prescott over 257.5 passing yards or Justin Herbert over 277.5.
I put Herbert, I highlighted Herbert on my sheet here. Yeah, very color-coded sheet.
Love it.
I highlighted Herbert because I feel like, you want to see it again? There it is right there.
There we go.
I feel like they want to run the ball in Dallas. So Pollard going to probably churn butter here. I think that Mike McCarthy wants to keep Herbert and company on the sidelines. The less Herbert you have to deal with, the more deep shots that you see are, could be terrifying, I guess. So I am going to think that Dallas is going to run the ball first, which means that the Chargers probably throw the ball a little more.
I just want to say this gave me flashbacks to school. Like when you got a paperback and your teacher had the red markings all over it. Scared me a little bit. Anyways, I never had the D's.
Hey, D's get degrees sometimes.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if both of these go over. I was looking at the Chargers. They allowed the most passing yards a game to the opposing quarterback. Aiden O'Connell for the Raiders had almost 240. Kirk close to 370. Tua almost dropped 5 on him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dak goes over, but you're right. I think the way the game is going to go, the way the Cowboys will try and control this game is keeping Herbert off. So that's the way I'd go, or with the run game, I should say. Speaking of the run game, Tony Pollard, his number set at 69.5 rush yards. So better bet him or Austin Eckler, who's coming back from an ankle.
Is he good? Do we have any idea? I mean, I'm asking the question rhetorically, but we won't know until, 8:15, 8:20 tonight just how good Austin Eckler is. And I don't think the plan would be to hand him the ball 35 times tonight. Right. So I would think it's a lessened workload. We also know they use him a lot out of the backfield as a receiver. Yep. So maybe if you like Eckler, you look at a combined yardage prop, rushing and receiving. I would go Pollard for everything I just said. I think Dallas needs to run the ball and maintain time of possession tonight.
And exploit the Chargers' run defense, which is bottom 5 right now in total DVOA. And DVOA is sort of an adjusted stat you look at that takes into account. It's basically against league average, so it takes into account the other teams they have played, whether they're good or bad. And regardless, the Chargers defense has just been bad against every running back they face, and Tony Pollard can be explosive, so I'd go over on Pollard as well. All right, CeeDee Lamb over 72.5 receiving yards, or Keenan Allen over 85.5. Pretty big jump in numbers here. What's the better bet?
What's going on here? I feel like these numbers should be sort of closer to the middle. Yeah. I feel like Lamb is too low and Allen is too high. But as we know, the Charger receiver room has been battered with injuries like it almost always is. Mike Williams is banged up now, and Allen's going to get the majority of the targets. So they're probably going to hit the ball his way 10, 12 times.
Sure.
And if you get, 8 yards a pop, 10 catches, that's, hey, there you go. That's 80, but you still need 6 more. So the more I talk about this, maybe I like under Allen more than I like over Lamb. My sheet is lying. I highlighted Lamb. But I guess the bet is over. Would you rather go over either one? Lamb.
So you'd rather go Lamb. I'm with
but
you.
I'm talking myself into Allen under.
Yeah, I think I've talked myself into that too, and you just further influenced me to do this. Dallas allowing the 4th fewest yards to the number 1 wide receiver. So I'm with you on Allen under. And then Lamb, he's been quiet the last 3 games, but we know that he can hit this. The targets are always going to be there. And Chargers allowing the 10th most yards to the number 1 wide receiver. So over on Lamb, under on Allen. Now let's talk best case, worst case. We've sort of already talked about these teams on the macro, Chargers more specifically. So Cowboys season win total is 10.5. They have 3 right now. Chargers season win total 9.5. They have 2 right now. So let's start with the Cowboys. I feel the way that I do 11. In this game about, I was going to say the way that I feel about them in this game, I feel about the rest of the season. I'm like, well, they could. It's probably going to come down to be a tight game. But it probably shouldn't because of the talent that they have, but
all right, let's play win-loss real quick. Against the Rams at home next week. That's a win.
I like the Rams, though. I think the Rams could keep that close. I do.
Okay.
But probably a win.
At Eagles, we'll call that a loss.
Yeah.
Then you get the Giants at home, win. At the Panthers,
win.
At home against the Commanders,
win.
At home against the Seahawks,
win.
At home against the Eagles. They probably split that. You're not going to get swept by the Eagles.
Okay.
Then at Buffalo, at Miami, at home against the Lions, at the Commanders. So, I mean, they need to.
I see 5 wins.
Okay, so you're under.
I see 5
You're
wins.
under 9.5 or 10.5.
If we're saying best case, worst case, I would say best case 6, 7 more wins.
Okay.
But I see realistically 5 more wins.
So you're under because they have 3 wins right now, and who knows what happens tonight.
Yeah.
Again, this is a literal coin flip. Vegas is saying, hey, we have no idea who's winning this game. So I think that's a great number on Dallas at 10.5. I still give them the benefit of the doubt. The Eagles have not been impressive. Jalen Hurts has 7 picks already this year. He has 7 touchdowns and 7 picks. And I think the Cowboys are better than people think. So I like them over. Best case scenario, I got them 11 or 12 wins.
Okay. Agree to disagree there. I'm just kidding. I don't like.
That's the
dropping things.
IFB.
That's how I feel about the Cowboys, so we're going to stay away from them. Chargers, season win total 9.5. They have 2. I could see 5 or 6 more with that. We're just going to.
This is actually great.
We're done with that.
No. This is outstanding.
This is great.
Because we need that to know when we say goodbye.
No, we're
So somebody just knock on the door when we're ready to go.
We've got time.
Where were we? Chargers.
Yeah, 9.5.
I don't like their coach.
I know you don't.
I really am not a fan of Brandon Staley. Okay. And the microcosm of Chargers football under Brandon Staley was when they brought Herbert out with that cast on his hand. And his hand is probably broken somewhere. And it's 4th and 1 at their own 30-yard line. And he puts his mangled hand quarterback under center, and they try and sneak it. And I'm watching thinking, okay, it's a dumb play call number 1 because you're at your own 30-yard line.
Yeah.
But do you have no sense of the macro?
Right.
You probably should keep this kid healthy and not put that hand under a pile of 300-pound men. He makes dumb decisions all the time. They go for 2 when they shouldn't. They kick field goals when they shouldn't. He sort of holds them back. And look, this team could be 4-0.
Yeah.
But they're 2-2 because their coach hinders their success. Best case, 10. Worst case, 7.
Okay. So it sounds like you're leaning on
I like under 9.5 because I don't think he's long for the job.
Okay. Curious, before we go, better roster. If coaching wasn't part of the scenario.
Ooh. That's a good question. Cowboys better defense. 11 takeaways in 5 games.
Yeah.
I like their running game more because they actually run more.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback edge goes to LA. Coaching edge,
Oof.
McCarthy and Staley.
Gross. That's gross. Probably McCarthy.
I mean, the Cowboys are a higher power-rated team, but not by much. I want to say, like, if these two teams were to play on a neutral, Dallas would be a 3. No, well, they're 2 on the road, so Dallas -4 on a neutral. So the books respect Dallas more, but I can't get over the Chargers. Like I said, they could be 4-0. They could also be 1-3. They make so many dumb mistakes.
Oh, they're tough to watch. So have fun tonight watching this game, Cowboys-Chargers. It should be a good one. Bet responsibly. If you don't love anything that we mentioned, just don't bet it at all.
Oh, can I give you my favorite prop?
Oh, please do.
It's the Justin Herbert interception prop.
Oh, okay.
So I know on the sheet here it says 0.5. That means that he needs to throw 1 because you need the over here. It's even money. He has 7 touchdowns and 1 pick, but I feel like the pressure that Dallas is going to put in the pocket will cause him into some rush throws, maybe a tip ball. Justin Herbert to throw a pick tonight at even money.
I like it. And Cowboys tight end Jake Ferguson to score a touchdown. I don't really understand this number because he leads all tight end and red zone targets, has double the red zone targets of CeeDee Lamb, yet CeeDee Lamb is -110 for a touchdown, and you're getting +290 for a Ferguson touchdown. So there you go. 2 props, 2 of our favorite. Thanks for hanging out with us here on NESN Bets Kickoff. Enjoy the game. We'll see you on Thursday.